Oh, excuse me. We are live here. Space Border Podcast is live. Thank you all for joining. We're going to wait for a few more people to join us. Of course, my name is Rock Costello, and this is the Space Border Podcast, episode 47. And we're going to be going deep into it tonight. That's right, everybody. Hope you're buckling up because we're going to be dropping little information today. And I hope you guys are ready and buckle up. We're going to get into it. Let me get the chat room going here too. So I have the chat room up. Hopefully the mic is working. Hope you guys are ready. Yeah, the mic is working. We got Gary Wayne coming on Saturday for the next 2 Saturdays as well. If you guys are just finding out about Gary Wayne on my channel, if you guys are new to my channel, I've been doing shows with Gary for 10 years. It'll be 10 years. It'll be 10 years this August, God willing. What's up, Johnny? Johnny's in the chat room. Johnny, you're going to be the twin. You're getting the Herkimer. Beautiful. You want to see that you're getting? This is the one that we got made for Johnny. I don't know how well you can see it. The Age Herkimer Diamond. It's like the same. Ooh, it might even be bigger than the one I got. It's about the size. The one I got. Like twins. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta get it. I gotta blow my nose. All right, we're back here. Everybody's Yeah, it's so badass. Thank you guys for waiting. Of course, my name is Rock Costello. Find me at the Mystical Spiral Store.com. Remember, everybody, we depend on your support, right? So I demonetized here on YouTube. Hopefully, I'll get it back in March. Wasn't really, I don't agree with they demonetized me, especially it was the most I ever earned in 1 month. I had earned a couple of $100 for the month, and they demonetized me like 3 days before Christmas. It makes no sense, but hopefully I'll be able to get it back in March. But we depend on your support, guys. You could always support my show at my PayPal, and you can find it at themysticalspiral.com website. You can find my PayPal. I could grab it for you guys real quick. Let me pull it up. Oh, I forgot to even call my provider because I have to change something on there. Here, guys. So if you guys have never seen my information website, right here, editing it recently too. This is my free information website. You guys check it out, mysticalspiral.com. And you got the Space Water podcast, of course, you could find on there all sorts of free information and pal right here. So you guys can check out that website as well. And I'll put it in the chat room for you guys. There's the PayPal if you guys want to donate and support my channel. We definitely depend on your guys' support, and I don't know any other show that the kind of information I do, and I really action packed with information. Not only do I discuss current events that are happening with humanity and the cosmos, but I tie it into ancient prophecy and ancient writings and a lot of different things. And not only that, people, I have literally gone through both physical and spiritual wars most of my life, right? I'll be 40 this year, and a lot of the people out there, they know how to talk the talk, but they haven't walked the walk, right? And people, I will assume a majority of you out there can see through a lot of, but many people can't, right? A lot of people nowadays, they've been sheltered. They only know what the internet tells them. They haven't been out in life going through physical and spiritual battles. And there's a lot of people out there that consider themselves like shaman and this and that, where in reality they get coddled in their lives. They've never really gone through any physical or spiritual battles because they've always had somebody coddling them and rescuing them and helping them, and they've never had to truly depend on just themselves to get through the pain. And to become a wounded healer is sort of my uh, path. That's sort of been my path. And for people that don't know, I was literally conceived on eclipse October 12th, 1977, and then born in the call 9 months later on July 12th, 1978. And when I was born, Chiron even was a minor alignment in my sign, and Chiron is the wounded healer. I literally was born on the 12th of the month, which is the hanged man. I was born with the cord around my neck inside the call. So it's a certain path that I had to figure out throughout my life and ran from it for years. There was a lot of things I was experiencing as a kid and growing up that I didn't know how to deal with, and I didn't have you know, the tools to deal with it appropriately or the support to deal with it appropriately as a kid. So it was really hard times for me growing up and went through a lot of physical and spiritual wars, right? And I still to this day am it's part of my goal. And people, you have to realize we are in the midst of a war on our planet. And it's like incursion currently happening on our planet now, like it has happened in the past. Right. So I strongly urge you guys to find more connections yourself to nature, to spirituality. We have so many dark forces that are entering our planet now and arriving as social media stars, social media influences, right? And these people don't even realize that they're being embodied by angelic messengers, right? Rebellious angelic messengers, if you want to call them that, that are here to control and enslave humanity, right? And there are also ones that are here that are good on the side of good that are fighting these forces. Most people don't see through veil. Nowadays, your faith, your beliefs, and prayer is not enough. You need something extra to protect you and help you through the battle. God gave us minerals and crystal and all sorts of things on our planet. Trees, everything around us has been put here to help and aid us in the battle. Knowledge and information and material are not evil. It's how you build them and what you use them for. Remember that. So I've literally helped design products that will help protect you in the battle, help connect you to who you are, help veil you from the harmful frequencies that's all around you. Because, like I said, prayer and faith is not enough. It may have been in other times, but it's not enough. There are so many forces around us that are making blind and numb and dumb what's transpiring. And the powers inside to be unlocked. They've suppressed every moment. Even this message is being suppressed. Look, we only have 5 people, I think, listening to this right now. 5 people watching. We got 8 now. We people watching. Well, either way, if it was one people that was watching, we need to get the message heard. In the midst of this angelic incursion, it's been talked about as possible incursions happening in the past, in ancient books like Enoch, other books, but we're under one right now. And most people, if not all people, that are embodied by, if you want to say, use the word angelic messengers or angelic beings, they think it's just business as usual. Realize the force that's inside of them, that they have absorbed, that they have absorbed, and you absorb it through the. You can absorb it through the light emitting off of your devices, even as well, right? And I think people need to realize this, that they can believe it or not. I was born with a curse and a blessing to be able to see certain things, and I have been shown glimpses of what's transpired and how angelic beings have traveled through the plasma waters, if I call it the solar wind, the plasma waters. This is how they enter planets, and they enter the planet as light. And you have to sort of excuse my descriptions because there's no scientific way to describe this. There's no terms to describe this that we currently know, but we have terms that we're going to get into that are codes to describe what and show you the advanced workings of the universe and how science and spirituality are merged. And if you don't merge them, you won't unlock the knowledge that we have right before us that's showing to us what we're supposed to be doing with our lives, how we're supposed to connect to the cosmos and be in harmony with nature and our environment and ourselves. And they, the information, life, intelligence entered into our planet through stars and suns, through light, through plasma, through the waters of the cosmos. And it's described in all mythologies, all religions. And it enters the planet as a light. And these angelic intelligences are entering into this planet as a mist, as a light, a sentient plasma. And they go unseen for the most part, able to absorb themselves and into and veil themselves into and as humans. And like I said, I'm sure for the most part, the human being thinks it's business as usual. But their personalities, their goals, their research, their focus, everything's to change. And it's not just on the bad side, it's on the good side as well. You can it as the devas and the asura. And in Sanskrit, the devas, of course, helm the swarga, the cosmos, the heavens. But they can come into planetary systems, veil themselves, and absorb themselves into humans. They even can absorb themselves into humans and mate other humans. taken as why, right? We've seen this before and we're going to get into deep writings today that describe what's transpiring right now. And this is happening on both sides of the coin. The greed and materialism priest warriors, they're coming into our system, and you see them arise as these social media stars and this and that and all of this stuff that's transpiring. And then you'll see the spiritual harmonic priest warriors that are on the side of nature and the universe and to put our planetary system and humanity back into alignment. And then we have the ones that want to dominate and rule as gods and have people worship them. And with the greed, materialistic, angelic asura generals that are absorbing themselves into regular people. There's all sorts of levels of the hierarchy that are into our planet right now. Not only as guiding some humanity, but they're the physical manifestations on all sorts of levels. You have angelic intelligences that are planets, that are suns, stars, comets. And the reason why they're going to the technology and the social media people, because they're able to sway the thought and energies and actions and align the mental state with the desired frequency through significant pockets of the population all over the planet in almost every class of people, race, background, religion, interest, genre, right? So you have all of these different people that are really swaying the thoughts and actions of humanity in all these different pockets of the planet, right? That's very powerful. They're being sent by angelic forces as well. I mean, and it's described in the Bible. It's described all through ancient writings how the cherubim in Hebrew and in the Holy Bible are, angelic messengers. All these bringers of information. Look in Psalms, and this is discussing the solar wind, the fire, right? Look in Psalms. Look in Psalms. What is it? 104. Hold on, let me look this up. Let me share screen with you guys. So what is it? Yeah, right here. This is what we're gonna get into. And my last Space Water podcast I did solo. We discussed the clouds, the plasma cloud of God. Now, let me show you. This is in Psalms 104. Now, this is talking about the cosmos. Unfortunately, people are translating this wrong, and I'm gonna help you guys translate what I believe and what I was shown that this knowledge is discussing. The Lord wraps himself in light as with a garment. He stretches out the heavens like a tent and lays the beams of his upper chambers on their waters. Now, they're translating beams. These are not wooden beams in some chamber of a temple. These are not waters on earth. When they say the Lord wraps himself in light as with a garment, they're talking about the rays of the sun. how the sun stretches out the heavens like a tent, and he lays the beams of his light on the upper chambers of the plasma waters, and he makes the clouds his chariot. You see, the information travels in the clouds, in the mists. That is the chariot of the sun. And God rides, the information from God rides on the solar wind, the wings of the wind. He rides on the wings of the wind. He makes wind his messengers. Now, the solar wind is the messenger of the sun. The solar wind is the messenger. You got to look at the cosmos and the universe as God, the suns, then the stars, and the planetary systems. These are his angels. These are the sons of God. These are his children. So when God sends messages, he sends messages through plasma clouds. He rides on the wind of the clouds. He rides on these clouds. He rides on the wings of the wind. He makes the winds his messengers. These are like the apsaras and the maruts of Vedic, the Iranis of Greek, the nymphs of ancient writings that travel along the waters, right? The word nymph actually translates celestial waters, right? The reason why they make it look like at it's some um, cosmic prostitute, it's because the waters they travel all over the cosmos and create and give life everywhere. They are the whores of the waters, right? That's a very poetic way of an adept to describe it, right? Now you see the context. They're not talking about winds on earth, people. He makes the winds his messengers, the flames of fire his servants. You see the context. In the same sentence, you have he makes the wind his messengers and the flames of fire from the sun his servants. It's we are talking about the solar wind here. He makes the solar wind his messengers and the flames of fire his servants. He set the earth on foundations. It can never be moved. So they're telling you, look, he's bringing messages in the solar wind and he's setting the earth on its foundations. It can never be. He covers it. You covered it with the watery depths as with a garment. The waters stood of the mountains. Now they're talking about literally the waters from the sun forming the garment around Earth, the magnetosphere, which is a mountainous landscape with all hills and dynamic. It's a dynamic region. There's valleys and hills, and they're telling you the water stood above the mountains, but at your rebuke the waters fled. At the sound of your thunder, they took to flight. The voice of God is coming, the sound of the light. And you guys can see this is very, very interesting, right? And this is not just talked about in uh, the Holy Bible. I mean, this is talked about in across the board as well. And you have in the Canaanites, right? In 14th century BC, you have Ugaritic myths, right? In the Ugaritic that talks about Baal. There's all these epithets of Baal. You got if you want to get some decent translations of it, you can get religious texts of from the Ugarit. This is by Nicholas Wyatt. This is the second edition, and this has all the Ugaritic translations from the myths, um, all different fragments of that from the text of the Ugarit. And it goes deep in to a lot of the Ugaritic stories, and you have Baal is the rider of the clouds, right? He's the one, and you have Indra in Vedic and Hindu where he rides Aryavata, right? Aryavata is this white cloud that's depicted as an elephant. Also, Indra rides a seven-headed white horse, and these are references, symbolic references of plasma clouds. That elephant of Indra is represented as a white cloud. So it's not represented as a white cloud on Earth either. It's a cloud of the heavens. And when you're viewing plasmas through telescopes, they appear white. Plasma clouds do appear white, how we would view them, right? So that's interesting that they even say that. And you have uh in Psalms, like I said, that they have we just we just read that he rides on the clouds or his chariot, rides upon the wings of the wind. God rides upon the wings of the wind, right? And in Isaiah, in this vision that he has, this eschatological vision they have, right? Yahweh is the riding on a swift cloud on his way to bring information to Egypt, and the cloud as being his mount or the mount of God. That's directly repeated or taken from Vedic and Hindu, right? Because in Hindu, Indra's mount is Aryavata, is the white elephant, which is also translated as the white cloud, right? And the cloud being the mount of God is also personified in the cherubim, right? He rode upon a cherubim, and he swooped down upon the wings of the wind, right? And the rider in the clouds, it's paralleled uh, by sitting on the cherubim or the cherubim, right? And the cherubim are the ones that have the flame that turns every which way, right? This is talking about the coronal mass ejections, the twisting, turning magnetic field lines that form these loops, these rings, right? And this is discussed all over, right? And it's interesting because even in Vedic, they have Vitra, right? Where Indra has to slay Vitra. Now, Vitra, in my opinion, is the magnetotail, and I've described this before. They also have another word for Vitra as Ahi, Ahi, and Ahi is a snake, a snake that coils and stretches out. So, for those that don't know what the magnetotail is, it's a region inside our magnetosphere. It literally swallows the light from the sun. It swallows the waters from the sun. And what's interesting is that it squeezes, right? The solar wind will squeeze the magnetic field and the auroras will burst out, right? So this is exactly what the word ahi means, ahi, Sanskrit. It means like to squeeze, like or to milk or to squeeze, like the solar wind squeezes out the auroras from the magnetotail. And this is perfectly described in ancient Vedics, right? Where he's swallowing the or stealing the cattle of Indra, which the cattle translates as the rays of light. So when Vitra is stealing the rays of light from on the night, this is when the magnetal tail stretches out on the night side. It literally is a snake that's coiled up that stretches out, right? And it's stretching out and it's swallowing all the chaotic electrons and information coming in the sun. And then it's squeezed by the solar wind and it bursts out the auroras, right? And this is described perfectly in Vedic, Vitra and Adi and Indra. And it's mentioned in, almost all cultures, right? When you have the Pasha of Vedic or Hindu, which is the coronal loop, the same as the Ankh. This is repeated in a with the lion Pasht, right? She's the roaring force of the sun is the roaring lioness. That's the roaring power of the sun. She's also talked about as the lady of the caves. Now, a pasha or pash is the lioness god in Egypt is a coronal storm coming from the sun, right? It's the raw force of the it comes from sunspots. Now, Pasht, she's called and described as being the lady of the caves. She's a sun goddess, and she's also talked about as the lady of the caves. Now, it's my understanding and it's my opinion that this translation actually means directly they're talking about sunspots, the caves of the sun, and how the roaring force of the lioness, the roaring force of the sun is should be feared and should be it's both healing and it's fierce. The fierce rays of Pash. She's the goddess in ancient Egypt. Egypt. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her. It's I think it's spelled Pascht. Pash. Pash. Let me look it up. Um, yeah, it's Pasht. You can also put it, but this comes right from the Pasha, right? And the sun's rays is personified in this deity. She can be looked at as Sekhet or Pasht, right? Sekhmet or Sekhet. It's the feminine roaring force of the sun that comes right from Vedic and Sanskrit, but it's also described as caves of the sun, just like Mitra. He's described as a rock-born god. He's a sun god that's born from the cave, from a dark cave. This is not caves on Earth, people. This is caves on the sun. Mithra is also sometimes depicted as a lion-headed humanoid with a snake wrapped around him, right? Well, the lion is the fierce force of the sun, and the snake has to do with the twisting magnetic field lines that form the storm, right? These are both storm gods and sun god. So we're talking about the fierceness of the sun, right? So when you have Asht, this the goddess who's both a lioness, right? She's both feared and loved. Her name Pasht means lioness, right? But it also means the fierceness of the sun's rays. It means the ferocious strength, the angry light in her eyes. And the angry light in her eyes are the caves of the sun, right? She's called the Lady of the Cave, and her worship goes all throughout Egypt. And she had her 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 main seat in where they called Bubastis at the time, right? And she is the Pasha, the perfect example of the golden noose of the sun. And this is what we have arriving on our planet right now. We are getting bombarded with solar storms, with celestial light, with fast radio bursts, these FRBs that are coming from millions and millions of years and then coming to Earth, right? This is all happening right now on our planet. Yes, the powers and the principalities are here now, are inside of us. We are part of this. You know, we're right amongst the war, everybody. And I'm here to be like an ancestral scribe to guide you guys back to where we're supposed to be, who we are. One by one, we can change. And I'm one of those ancestral scribes returning. We're all part of angelic war transpiring. The information is coming right from the sun, right from stars. And dependent on what's inside of you is dependent on what you're going to attract and what you're going to absorb and what you're going to do with your energy. That's why I said prayer and faith not enough. It's not enough. Something. Faith is important, but it's not enough. You have to choose and you have to partake. You can't just say, God, take care of it, because we've come here to take action. That's what this realm is about. This realm is the tree of life. This planet is the tree of life. This is you create. This is where you make things happen. I don't think people realize that. What the cherubim described as having golden wings. They they're they come into with the solar wind. They are the messengers, the apsaras, right? The dancers of the cosmos, right? They bring the messengers. They are the flaming sword. And you guys can see all the plasma physics that's within uh, a lot of drawings and artistic rendition of scriptures stuff all throughout our past. Let me show you guys something. When we have, let me share screen real quick. When you have like religious drawings like this, they're very significant, right? You see these angelic beings with the glowing, basically, sun around their heads, and they're blowing the horns of God, the shofars, right? In Hebrew, it's called the shofar, the horns of God. Now, these are plasma light cones that broadcast the sound of the light, that accelerate the voice of God. They are the trumpets of light. These structures form within the plasma. The light bends. Plasma light bends like that. It forms these trumpets. This is how the voice of God is brought to us. So when you see various depictions of the sun with these horns or trumpets coming out, I have been drawing this symbolism my whole life. It's been coming to me just in my creativity my whole life before I even knew the significance of it. You have these structures that form within the plasma, broadcast the voice of God. And you can see all these symbolisms that you have are very significant. Here, these cups, very significant. This is all how the light is broadcasted through the heavens and received. It's talking about the solar wind. It's talking about stellar winds and the voice of God. All of this, very important symbolism in these. And you guys see the story that I discussed before with the magnetotail. The magnetotail, this is Archangel Michael, right? Who is the flaming sword of the sun, right? You got Archangel Michael throwing the fierce, this is the fierce spear coming from the sun. It's being swallowed by the magnetotail on the night side. And that's exactly how it's described in the literature. Many ways. Let me find the depiction of how this is described. And it's like it's incredible when you read the actual description of this. So this Archangel Michael is slaying the dragon, right? Well, it's a solar chivalrous, victorious day against the watery and reptilian night, right? So this is on the night side, the nettle tail stretches out like a dragon with a long tail, with like a comet tail, like a comet shaped, right? A long dragon. And on the side, it swallows the sun's rays, literally. So this is the magnetotail swallowing fierce rays of the sun. And it happens on the night side, the watery reptilian night. I mean, that is incredible, the imagery that we have here. Incredible. And that's how they describe this. This is a this depiction was this from. Now I lost all here. This is from the Byzantine Museum in Athens. This picture, this painting, which is most likely a Coptic Christian, Coptic Catholic, or Coptic. Really incredible, really incredible. And there's all sorts of angelic messengers. You have the Oanim, the seraphim, the cherubim, all of these different ones. And they're described in all the, see, this is the actual painting of it right here. And you have all sorts of symbols in the Vedic, the Apsaras, the Maruts. I did a show about the Maruts, right? This is all knowledge of both the cosmos and spiritual significance of the cosmos and how it entwines with humanity. And unfortunately, a lot of these rites are not meant for the average person. They were meant for the spiritual initiate and the adept to understand. So, a lot of these tablets were not meant for the average person to have. They were hidden for a reason. They were put into sacred temples where people were not supposed to go for reasons. And uh, now that it's out there upon us, it's up to us to really help humanity because we're about to lose who we are. And I told you, the humanity is about to be tested like never before. And we're in the midst of this right now. We've talked about the celestial hierarchy return, and we've talked about how Alice Haley described it as 2025. We have the Kali Yuga ending in March 21st, 2025, and we're going to be at a time of turmoil, right? And it's up to us to not only get the equipment that we need for the battle, but to be protected and to have our minds right. This is why I do what I do for a living, people. This is why I develop the products that I develop to not only be able to hear the voice of God, but protected and to be able to communicate with the voice of God. All right. Remember, religion wasn't made by Jesus. Religion was by humans. People think that certain this is evil or that. It's only evil with how you wield it. The knowledge and the materials on the planet are not evil. It's what you do with. It's really important. What we got in the chat room. What's up, YOLO? We got YOLO X, Valerie Rage, Pearl Jones. What's up, Pearl? Johnny, Alexandra Harder. Members can support my space podcast at my PayPal because we are demonetized here on YouTube currently, but I will get in it back. I will get in it back. I don't understand the reason why it was demonetized. We'll be getting back into it. That's right. Let me get out of here and sharing screen. So what else did I have here with the pictures? I don't know what's the pictures. Yeah, this one's an interesting picture as well. Yeah, these are the trumpets of the sun, the plasma cones. It's incredible. It's incredible what we perceive some of this as and what it really is. The angels that we hear, it's not a new concept that they are suns, they are stars. This is the physical manifestation of angelic being, right? We have the principalities of the air, the sliffs and different things like this, right? All sorts of information is being absorbed by the light, is traveling in the light. The light are the messengers, right? When we receive light from the sun, right, things appear, messengers come, right? And messengers from the sun come both on the good and the bad side. You guys can believe it or not, but there was a man called Haida Khan Babaji who came in 1970, I think it was. The year I was supposed to be born, ironically. My mom was trying to have me in 1970, 2 years after my sister, but she wasn't able to get pregnant until 1977. So I came, she ended up getting pregnant with me 7 years after she wanted. In 1970, Haida Khan Babaji appeared at the falls of Mount Kailash from a cave in Kailash, supposedly at about 18 years old. That he had no mother or father, that he appeared from a cave. Very similar. Now, could it be the light that brought here from the sun, and the light appeared in the cave of this Kailash? Now, Mount Kailash, I do believe, is an ancient technology. It's an ancient, uh, like pyramid type structure. Mount Kailash is incredible. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Mount Kailash. I also think the Kailasa temple in India was modeled after this. I have better pictures of it on my phone that the Sun Yogi sent me because he goes there sometimes too, and he goes into the Himalayas. I do believe this is a structure, a pyramid like structure. Mount Kailash. It's one of the most mystical places in the world. And Mount Kailash is in Tibet, and it's one of the holy places that Vedics hold dear, like Mount Meru. You could see there's some sides of it where you can actually see like there was ridges and stuff that looks very similar to Kailasa Temple. I believe all these this whole area was an ancient structure system, right? All three. I could feel it. I could see it. I could see it. Look, you can see this is like this is made. You can see this is like it's like a huge temple. It looks like a really old ashram, right? And these all look like step pyramids. Wow, this one looks like, yeah, I think this whole area This whole area are ancient structures. And Haida Khan Babaji supposedly appeared in 1970 in a cave in Mount Kailash, and he died in 1984, I think it was. Let me see. Let me look it up. Let me get out of all this. Yeah, this was Haida Khan Babaji. When he first appeared when he was younger, I mean that was his pretty intense looking dude. You can feel the power in his eyes. He died on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1984. So he appeared at 18 years old and he lived to like almost like 30 or whatever. 30, oh, right to Jesus's age, like 33. So I do believe there's some sort of connection to Jesus and Haile Selassie. He's appeared in a similar way, but he didn't have a he wasn't came here as a child. They said that he appeared in June of 1970 in a cave at the foot of Mount Kailash. Yeah, he influenced a lot of Westerners as well. I'm sure they say it somewhere here. I don't really go to Wikipedia for information, but now I know I've read the book. I Yogananda, Yogananda and the Babaji that he talked about. I know that Yogananda didn't agree that this guy was the ancient Babaji that was returning, that he was a different Babaji. So I know it's another ego thing going on within their own stuff. But I do believe that there's something really powerful about the man. Now I don't know if he had a birth from a mother and father or not, but I do feel like he came from the light. I totally agree with the fact that somebody can arrive through the light, can manifest from mist, can ride on the waves of the wind and come into this world as and push them into matter. I do believe that is possible. He got upset when he came into to Earth. I mean, he lived a pretty comfy life. He had people like serving him. You see how heavier he got. This was him towards the end of his life. I mean, he only lived until he was like 32, 33. What do you guys think in the chat room? Remember, everybody, I depend on your support as well. So this is just as your podcast as it is mine. So guys, participate in the chat room. You guys can help out. Join my Patreon. You guys can donate on PayPal until I get monetized. And also go to the Mystical Spiral store. We got 25% discount code up. Get your products to to help you within this cosmic war for your mind, body, and soul. The whole reason I developed the product that I developed to help you guys connect to yourself, protect you from EMF and the whole forces all around us. And we have all sorts of products. Yeah, it's been freezing here in New York. It's been freezing here. We got snow and it's been like 8 degrees outside. It's freezing, completely freezing. I'll be on. Hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, with strong winds here too. It's been lately brutally cold here in New York. Me hold on, I gotta fix this. Yeah, I got it. So this is the website, guys. This is the store. You guys can look. We have a new code up, Rama 25, 25% off discount code. We might be changing and putting a different code up soon or changing the sale, but we're gonna leave this up until the night, the code, because we got 25% off as long as you spend $45. Beautiful, beautiful stuff right here. And we got all sizes of Herkimer diamonds. These are the smaller ones here, but we got all sizes you guys can order as well. This is one of the Herkimer diamonds, really cool. Beautiful, guys. That is so worth it. And you could get 25% off discount code right now. Check that out. This is, I mean, why would you want to wear any other product? This is products that are help you in this world that we have right now. Not only do they look badass, but they're very powerful, everybody. Yeah, we got everything. And we got um gemstones, crystals. You can go to the menu here. We have, you want specimens or pendants. We got everything that you could possibly want. Um, we also do custom orders. So if you guys want looking for crystal specimens, you're looking for palm stones, uh, whatever type of what type of crystal you're looking for, I got it. We got palm stones, crystal skulls. We can do custom crystal skull. Well, I don't know if you guys has seen but let's go to my YouTube here. Um, my other YouTube channel. Where is it? The mystical. Uh, where is it? Right here. You guys can go to. This is my other YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have both of my YouTube channels, but I have another YouTube channel for the crystals and copper as well. Where's my? I gotta go to the. How do I go to that? I don't know why it won't let me click on them here. Oh wait, it's going there, but it's the wrong one. I'm trying to get to the. Yeah, that's the lemon quartz right there. I'm trying to get to the crystal skull that I just made but it's on my other YouTube channel. Yeah, this channel. Yeah, this one was just a custom made for one of our customers right here, everybody. Check this out. This is about 5.5 pounds. Massive rainbow Himalayan quartz. Look at all the rainbow inside that. Insane with the third eye engraved. A huge high altitude Himalayan quartz crystal skull with the third eye engraving. Custom made here. We did the third eye myself. So check that out. Really incredible. You guys can get custom skulls. I mean, these ones are expensive, that size, but we got all sizes that you can get, and you can get custom orders. So beautiful, beautiful right here. That's the massive Reiki healer crystal skull with the third eye. So you guys can get all sorts of custom orders, and right now we have a special deal um on the mysticalspiralstore.com. We have a special deal that if you want to spend $500, a special package for $500 and up, we have 5 packages left. We had 9 originally. We got 5 packages left. If you spend $500 or more, you get a free Moldavite gem. You get a free watermelon tourmaline specimen, which is pretty big. You get Herkimer diamond and free shung. So it's a huge gift package for those that are spending $500, and we have 25% off coupon code right now. I'll show you the watermelon tourmaline specimen. I mean, they are ones like let me stop sharing. They are watermelon tourmaline specimens like this size. So we got four. They're big ones. So you're gonna get almost the price that you're spending almost in free gifts, right? And the Moldavite, it's worth like $100 that you're getting. I was gifted like 5 pieces of Moldavite, so I decided to give them out as gifts in a package along with some others that I have: watermelon tourmaline, Herkimer diamonds that we hand sourced, and collector's grade shungite. So if you want to spend $500 on my website, you're gonna get a huge gift package. I- 5 packages left that we can do with the Moldavite, but if it ends up being more than 5 packages, we'll substitute other gems for the Moldavite. So, you guys, it's worth it. You guys can check me out at the mysticalspiralstore.com, and we're gonna go live again tonight and do this discussion. Remember, guys, I depend on your support here. I offer information, and we put a lot of work into our podcast. We're gonna have Gary Wayne coming back on 2 Saturdays, everybody. So really incredible discussions we're gonna be having with Gary Wayne. And guys, the forces are upon us right now. The planets are aligning, right? It's really important in the vibration of humanity right now, within the collective consciousness of humanity. It's time to get your minds right. It's time to prepare because the time is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not, it's now. It's in a month from now. Yeah, right. I'm wearing my Herkimer diamond pendant, and this is a prophet stone, tektite. I guess it's like considered like a meteorite or right. I don't think they really know the origins of the prophecy stones. And this is a very large Herkimer, but we got all sizes of Herkimer diamonds you guys want. If you guys are looking for them, got everything that you guys need. Yeah, the Moldavite is pretty cool, but don't recommend wrapping. You see how I have this prophecy stone in this kind of necklace, not in copper. I don't recommend wrapping tektites or meteorites in copper coil. The energy is a little bit too much, right? So I do recommend wrapping copper coils around quartz and gemstones like that. But with tektites, it's a little bit too chaotic. I don't know. A lot of people out there can't feel energy, unfortunately. And a lot of times, egos don't even let them be able to feel the power within crystals. Crystals are piezoelectric material, right? When they're squeezed, they emit light, right? So when you're gonna compress a coil, when you're gonna wrap a coil around quartz, it's literally squeezing that quartz, right? And it's a toroidal movement around the quartz, which is when it comes to a point, like these ones are Herkimer diamonds, they're double terminated, right? They come to a point at ends, right? You're really directing and amplifying and emitting the light, right? So you literally have light emitting cold plasma light, the knowledge of the crystal. And it's not the information, it's how we use it, right? So don't think a lot of Christians out there at crystals and copper and things are evil. That's not the case. It's what you do with these products and how you use them is that important, right? And this is the same with the knowledge that we received, right? You use the knowledge for evil. It's it's not appropriate, right? And there's a lot of knowledge out there that you guys that we need to re-examine and realize the significance of these writings and the reason why they were held sacred, right? And If you look into some of the old depictions of angels, it's clearly related to many of the most learned people and and not just scholars, but initial spiritual adepts as well. That the stars, the suns, they are the sons of God, right? And if you look into uh, the Bible, pretty much describing this as well. The watch are in apocryphal texts as well. The eyes of they're the stars, right? Saint Paul in the New Testament calls the fallen angels principalities, right? Different princes of the air, principalities of the elements. They come with the wind, right? Come with the stellar winds, and you had Clement of Alexandria. He talked about the different elements of angelic beings and all these people that just talk about their different about it in different ways. But we have knowledge coming to us in all sorts of ways, and unfortunately, we're being influenced by greed, materialism on our planet, and it's completely disconnecting us from our purpose, our our evolution as souls. And I have been through a lot of spiritual wars to and physical wars in life to figure out who I was. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not comfortable with who they are, don't know who they are. They're frustrated with who they are. One of the things that I never really followed in life was the money. I always followed my heart. It's gotten me uh, financially. Unfortunately, I'm not well off in any way. Like I pretty much live week to week, right? And I have people depending on me as well. So it's pretty stressful sometimes. But you can't let the stress get to you, right? That's when we in fear, when we live in stress. That as when you start to dwell on something more than like 10, 15 seconds, you start to build this vibrational energy, this bubble that comes out, right? This bubble that stretches out. And the more you dwell on that vibe that you have, the more that bubble stretches out and more into that bubble, right? So you'll be pissed off, you'll be stressed, you'll be miserable. So you'll leave the house miserable, and then you go to the store, and the first thing that sets you off, like, you got to wait online a little bit. The person in front of you is taking too long, or this or that, and you'll start being miserable about that, and then you'll make that person miserable, and they'll come into your bubble, and then you'll just keep attracting and piling it on. And some people have that sort of personality where they're just looking at things, the miserable side of things. Right? Well, that sort of bubble that is contagious. Right? This is why I said that faith and prayer is not enough. We need certain things to help us in the battle. You go to war, you have items to help you in war. This is why I developed the mystical spiral store. Guys, check me out, themysticalspiralstore.com. We get free packages with free order, but those that are over 500 will get a special gift package of bite, watermelon tourmaline, herkimer, and shungite. What? What? See you guys tonight at 9:30 p.m. Don't miss out. Be coming with the heat tonight at 9:30 p.m. I'm hoping a lot of other people join. Remember, I appreciate and depend on your support to keep me live here. You can support me at my PayPal that I put at the top of the chat. My name is Rock Castaldo. This is the Space Water Podcast.